All right. My name's Brett. Been friends with Joel for a little while. I met Joel in the parking lot at College Avenue Baptist Church. He was sitting in a black Chevy truck crying over a girl. No, this is many moons ago. Yeah. I never met that girl. But we became fast friends. And Joel has been a really, really good friend. He ended up moving one street away. Got to watch my girls grow up. He's the only male that ever got to babysit my girls, ever. And it was for about 20 minutes. I left. Becca was coming in. Got home. He was just sitting there with the twins, like. But we trusted him, and he was good for it. We've gone on a lot of adventures together. We go camping a lot. We go to a lot of cities. And there's one story that merits the telling tonight. We were going up to go backpacking, us and Chris, a buddy of ours, and we went up. It's about 15, 20 miles outside of any civilization, past a horse camp, I believe. We started hiking on the trail, and it started snowing. So the snow made it so we didn't know where we were at all. There was no trail anymore. We sat down for a while and thought about our situation, walked back to the car. The car is covered with snow. The car, it might matter to note, was my old jalopy of a truck that didn't like to start. So we sprayed a bunch of starter fluid in it. We used our camping stove to try to warm up the fuel. Nothing worked. But Joel, being Joel, says, guys, we should pray over this thing. I'm like, that's a good point. So the three of us got down, we prayed. After praying, we found one more can of starter fluid that had like a spray or two in it, I believe. And we were like, all right, Lord, here we go. And so we all were in on it, right? Just kind of and then run around and start it, fired up. We're here because of that. We didn't die in the snow. And here's why that story matters. Caitlin, you are that can of starter fluid. Caitlin, we have been on our knees, begging God. And Caitlin, the car started. You know what I'm talking about? So we thank God for providing you, and here we are. So, a couple things. I thought about it as I'm like, okay, I got to give a speech. Why do we have me give a speech, right? Well, I'm the best man, so I represent the guys in the pink ties and the sandy pink, mauve ties, sorry. Anyways, and I think the reason that we exist is because some of you guys don't know Joel, and you're like, so why should we let Caitlin marry this guy, right?
It's a good point.
It's a decent point. And so I thought I'd tell you a little about Joel, and the most notable thing to talk about Joel, if you can boil it down, because we don't have a lot of time, and I've got a lot to say, is that Joel is loyal. Like, really loyal. Like the kind of guy you can leave your baby twins with and know that he's going to treat them really, really well loyal, right? And I broke it down into 3 sections. Joel is beyond all else loyal to God. He has a deep, deep commitment to his God. He has a deep understanding that Christ died for his sins, and he's willing to tell anyone who asks about it. And that is represented in his life to the point where, as I say this, anyone that does know him is like, yep, right? That's just evident. Joel is loyal to his friends, of which I get to call myself one of them. But there's really no one you can come across who's been friends with Joel who would say anything else. It's a really true statement. So Caitlin, you get to call yourself Joel's best friend now. And for the rest of your life. Yeah. And he's the loyalest guy ever. Third one's got some stuff to it. So Joel is also loyal to the rules. Now, that's good in certain things. He's a really good employee. He's a really good all that stuff. But when it comes to dating, Joel is loyal to the rules. So we're just dating. So that means if I'm done with you, I get to break up with you, right? But wait, there's more. So So, I mean, that's funny because there's been a wake of destruction, yeah. So, that's not really our point tonight, though. Our point tonight is that, lucky for all of us, but most of all Caitlin, Joel is loyal to the rules. And he just married you. And those rules say he's yours forever. And you're his forever. And, I mean, I know Caitlin pretty well, too, but, I mean, you know, come on. So, guys, I'd like to raise a glass to you getting together, to you being married forever, and I hope it's a really long time. Andy?